Aloha! Hi, beauty. I'm a little early today. I'm Jerry. Hello. Thank you for being here. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So today I want to share some tips on happiness. I put out a survey recently, and it was definitely one of the things that people want more than anything else, which I love. I love my tribe, and I love that that's important to you. And I wanted to talk about it today. So we're not yet on the hour. So I'm just going to faff for a while. So I'm inspired today by this beautiful book. Two beautiful books, actually. One that I read probably 20 years ago at the start of my spiritual journey when I was not a happy bunny at all. And that was The Art of Happiness, which shared tips and teachings from the Dalai Lama, and it was written by Howard R. Cutler, and I do recommend it, definitely. I loved it, and I did have that book and A Road Less Traveled and Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I think were my three starters for huge shifts in my life. The other book that I'm drawing inspiration from today is this book, which is My Voice Will Go With You, which is all about the teaching tales of Milton Erickson. And Milton Erickson was one of the most successful and famous hypnotherapists ever. And he's one of the people that actually NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, is based on. I studied him because he was so successful. And weirdly enough, Milton Erickson inspires one of my most calm and grounded dreams, which is when I'm 85, I want to be able to sit in an armchair and tell stories and heal people. Because that's what he used to do, this lovely Milton Erickson man. People would come to him, people that had no luck with anyone else, with serious trauma, PTSD, etc., okay? And they go into his office, he'd tell them this story, and they'd be like, what's that all about? And then they'd leave, and in the morning, they were healed. Because he was talking not to their conscious mind. So I want to start, and I want to share a little story about the wonderful Milton Erickson. So if you've only just joined, I am sharing the 3 tips for not insane happiness, but just beautiful and even grounded happiness. Okay? So this little bit is called The Boy Will Be Dead by Morning. So this is Milton Erickson talking. I graduated from high school in June 1919. In August, I heard 3 doctors in the other room tell my mother, the boy will be dead by morning. He had a serious infection. Being a normal kid, I resented that. Our country doctor had called in 2 men from Chicago as consultants. And this is what they told my mother. The boy will be dead by morning. I was infuriated. The idea of telling a mother that her son would be dead by morning is outrageous. Afterwards, my mother came into my room, bland of face. She thought I was delirious because I insisted that she moved the large chest in my room in order for it to be at a different angle beside the bed. She put it beside the bed one way, and I kept telling her to move it back and forth until I was satisfied. That chest was blocking my view of the window, and I was damned if I would die without seeing the sunset. I only saw half of it. I was unconscious for 3 days. I didn't tell my mother. She didn't tell me. And this is the author talking. Erikson told me this touching story in 1970 when I'd come to him asking for help in improving my memory for names and in recovering childhood memories. I immediately recalled some childhood memories of my own bout with a serious febrile illness, scarlet fever. But my desire for a better memory for names was not to be fulfilled. It was only later that I realized that he was indirectly suggesting that I accept this limitation. His suggestion was also conveyed in a story about his father's comment at his mother's funeral. And at my mother's funeral, my father remarked, "It was nice to have 74 wedding anniversaries with one person. It would have been nicer to have had 75, but you can't have everything." Through that story, and also through the preceding one, he is telling us indirectly that we are lucky to be alive. Profound, eh? In his reference to the chest and the sunset, he was also conveying one of his favourite prescriptions for enjoying life. This is key, okay? Key, okay. So in his reference to the chest and the sunset, he was also conveying one of his favourite prescriptions for enjoying life, perhaps even for prolonging it. Always look to a real goal in the near future. In this case, his goal was to see the sunset. Of course, before this goal could be achieved, it was necessary to move the obstacle. Since Erikson could not do this himself, he needed to get his mother to do it. Significantly, he didn't tell her why he wanted the chest moved. It's not always necessary for us to give reasons for our actions. But it is necessary that we have goals, immediate and achievable. That makes me feel really emotional because I followed my intuition this weekend and I did something which felt incredible. And I'm not going to share what it was, but yeah, touching, eh? Did you like that? Comment below. Let me know. I'd actually love to know, because I'm going to share 3 tips and I'd love to know which one resonates with you. So feel free to comment. So that is number 1. Let's do 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to do it in order now today. So number 1 is, now is happiness. And in the now, you can create a goal, you can create a dream, you can even focus on and, step into, be in your end result, be in your dream. it's about shifting your perspective. And, a lot of people it's really interesting. One of the things that I love to get people to see when they're working with me, they think maybe they'll be happier when, they've manifested the dream or the goal or whatever. But weirdly enough, that can actually get in the way of them creating what they love, because our ego wants us to stay as we are, stay safe, stay not change, basically, because it wants us to stay alive. And when you keep doing what you've been doing, then great, because that's worked, you're still alive, so it's good to keep doing that. But that doesn't make for a magical life. You know what they say, the magic happens outside of the comfort zone. So, happiness, yes, it's a choice, and it's always now. And I think it's also really important to point out that there's obviously nothing wrong with sadness. It's good to, be okay and not deny any of the emotions, as long as they're not hurting, damaging yourself or others. So, because when we looked at external things and things in the future, for instance, being wealthier or being, maybe in a love relationship or whatever, we think that that's going to give us happiness, then, we're barking up the wrong path or the wrong tree? And also, if external things are causing unhappiness, then that's an interesting thing to watch as well, I think it's really, really powerful to be able to create, a beautiful force field around us, so that no matter what's happening, we can keep our center. We can be both grounded with our feet like roots going right down into the earth, and also we can have our head in the clouds, head in the clouds, feet on the ground, or a foot in both worlds. It's a very shamanic perspective. But, things are going to knock us off center. Things are going to knock us off center. And I know that, for me personally, I know that if something knocks me off center, then I kind of learn from it, and it brings a lot of awareness to me. And then maybe the next time that thing happens, then, I won't be knocked off I won't kind of have a wobble. So, so this first tip is about, shifting your perspective. And also, if life is difficult now, what is it teaching you? What are the learnings? So, and then the second thing is about compassion and being altruistic. So, making your own happiness, definitely a priority, but also serving others, knowing that, you have a big why, you have a big heart, you're compassionate, you're loving to others, no matter what they're up to. It's that beautiful space of unconditional love, not allowing yourself to be, treated badly. But again, it's that sense of being rooted, isn't it? It's being grounded, feet on the ground and head in the clouds. So that's the first. The first one is shift your perspective. The second one is about compassion and being altruistic. And then the third one, mind your mind, monkey. Monkey mind, or what? It's about disciplining, managing your mind. Where's your focus? What are you focusing on? You know, we know now through neuroscience and quantum physics that actually when we focus on something in the quantum field, it's collapsing it from a possibility into a reality that it brings to us. So your focus does create your reality. So it's so important to only focus on what you would love, especially in this day and age, you know, and to allow who you're letting into your head, you know, who are you allowing to pollute your mind, you know, with negativity or with a very rigid way of thinking, you know. And I think it's interesting if people, you know, even governments, you know, but if anyone gets annoyed with you walking away from a certain conversation or a certain line of thinking, then that's really interesting, isn't it? Like, okay, cool. So, mind your mind, monkey. So they're you know, just simple things. But there's obviously a lot more that I would love to share. So I've shared a link here for you to join. You're going to get access to a workshop, but also a recorded one. So there's a VIP ticket to an event that I'm running online this week when you register on that link. And I'm going to be sharing lots and lots of ways of allowing you to focus on what you love so that you collapse the probability, the possibility of what you would love to come to you, but also to clear any resistance that could be standing in the way between you and what you would love. And this is like a really magical way of creating aha moments so that you let go of any patterns and sabotaging, limiting beliefs and negative thoughts that have been preventing you from creating what you love. So this is a deep dive into getting clarity on what you would love to create, whether that's health, wealth, love, whatever area of your life, so that you can actually get real tangible evidence that this resistance is falling away. And you're going to be guided through this process on the training. It's incredible. It's revolutionary. It's the magical mind rebirth method, and I'm so excited to be sharing with you because there's a lot more tips to living a beautiful, happy, magical, healthy, heavenly life of purpose, passion and prosperity, and that's what I'm going to be sharing. And so before I go, remember, mind your mind, monkey, rather than having a monkey mind, you know, like be conscious, discipline your mind, have compassion, be altruistic, you know, love yourself, love you, put you first, give from a glass that's full, and, you know, give that love to other people, be compassionate, think about where other people are coming from. And then the final step, inspired by beautiful Milton Erickson, is to shift your perspective, you know. What could a short-term goal be? You know, to see the sunset, to get joy from the beautiful clouds, from a bit of sunshine, from even a walk in the rain, you know. But also maybe if it's difficult right now, what are you learning? You know, what are you learning now so that you can become the person who has already created their dreams? So there's just some little ideas. Thank you for being here. So much love, and I will see you next time. Aloha. Bye.